Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to talk about the crew skill rework and what is so good and what is so bad about it. Video is going to be split into the couple of pieces, right? Everything will be in this video, but couple of the different segments. The segment number 1, we are going to talk about Wargaming greediness and how they want to get away easily while monetizing their own changes. Yes, you are going to pay for it. After that, we are going to talk what crew skills changed and even some changes which Wargaming haven't mentioned, which is ridiculous. And after that, we are going to talk how the meta will switch and how many skills you will need to have in order to be competitive. So first, fellas, we are going to go and take a look at the biggest elephant in the room. People haven't figured it out, at least from the information which I heard. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, even in the test server, Wargaming is giving you 12 retrain orders. Skill, what are the 12? What are the retraining orders? So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you take a look here, you have a crew, right? And if you want to retrain the crew, you are going to get retraining order over there, right? That means you have 12 of those. So, potentially you can retrain 3 tanks. That's it. While changing the crew system completely. What that basically means, fellas, that basically means you will have 2 options how to do the things. Option number 1 is to retrain everything for gold, which is going to be extremely expensive. In fact, if you are casual World of Tanks player over the years, I believe you got yourself, let's say, 100 tanks. You have T29, you have mouse, you have whatever else. 100 tanks, not including premiums. You know how much it is going to cost for you? Considering tanks are having 4 crew members on average, you have 400 crew members to reset. Since Wargaming is so kind, they are giving us 12 retraining orders. Thank you, Wargaming. You are awesome, not greedy whatsoever. That means you are left with 388 crew members to reset. Skill, how are you resetting the crew members? Well, you are resetting crew members for gold, obviously. Unless you don't care about your percentage, you know, how much you are going to lose. And we are going to talk about this in a second, but let me finish what I have to say. So what that means you are going to pay 200 gold. And that means you will pay for Wargaming 77,000 gold just to retrain your crew. Just to make it competitive. After Wargaming changes. Fellas, is it understandable how silly of the idea that is? And yes, Wargaming is that greedy. So you need to let them know if you are making the changes for a cruise, we need free retraining orders, or there is a frame of the time whenever we can retrain it as much as we want to test out the things, right? As an example, half year or couple of months, doesn't really matter. And if you did not log it into the game at that time, well, hashtag never lucky, you know, not much what you can change about this. Now, skill, you calculated this for a full price. Give us discount. Okay. 50% discount, right? What do we have? 38,000 gold. Fellas, for most of the World of Tanks players, 38,000 gold is quite a lot. Imagine about the little Tim who is playing the game for free and he has 100,000 games over 11 years, right? He has all tanks. This number is quadruple then. Think about this. So I really want to highlight Wargaming greediness and Wargaming stupidity. And why am I calling this out so early? Fellas, even on the test server they are giving 12 retraining orders. Where people supposed to test the things out. So you think in the real game they are going to give more of this for you? Really, fellas? Really, you are looking so high about Wargaming? No, Wargaming. Igor, enough. We want to get enough retraining orders to play around and to set everything properly. This number should be as many crew members as you have as a bare minimum. Or alternatively, your all crew should be resetted automatically. Period. It's not even debatable. Guys, skill from the future. We made our survey. Please check it out in the description down below and in the first pinned comment. In the same time, you can find Wargaming survey as well, which we found quite suggestive, and we are going to talk about this in tomorrow's YouTube video. And now, skill, you might say, nah, there is no chance it costs that much to retrain. Maybe credits is the right option. Well, let's have a conversation, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take my budget. I was working my heart and soul to get this crew. So if you would pay attention, this is without zero bread and arms, by the way, speaking about the crew, right? If I want to reset, for credits, I'm going to lose 4%. Now you might think, skill, you are crying for 4%. 4% is nothing in this game. Absolutely nothing. Well, let's talk more. 7 skill of the budget, starting percentage 94, end percentage 98. I will need 2,083,000 experience to get from the 94 to 98%. 2 million experience. Yeah, I think it is cheap. I think it is very, very cheap, fellas. And I think the price is definitely worth it. Don't you think so? To lose that many hours of the World of Tanks, right? Because this is your blood, your sweat, and your tears. Keep this in mind. Okay. Part 2, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the crew skills and Wargaming preparing the article for us and preparing the skills. Let's have some fun, shall we? 2 highlights which I want to immediately mention, which is super important. First of all, Wargaming is mentioning what crew skills are reworked and what crew skills are new, right? So, as you can see, this is reworked, this is reworked, this is new. That's fair, right? Let's pay attention at the things which is not reworked. Recon, 2%, everyone knows this. AK situational awareness is better than Recon. No surprises there, it stays the same. Mentor. Increases the experience earned by crew members by 15%. Wait a second, Wargaming, are you sure it's not reworked? According to Wargaming Wiki, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Mentor is going up to 10% each. Huh. And plus on top of that, all crew members except Commander himself will receive 10% if you fully train the skill, Wargaming. Do you want to talk about this? By the way, fellas, we are speaking about the multi-billion company here. Okay. Skill, this must be only one mistake, right? Huh. Let's take a look at the Jack of all trades. As you can see, not marked like it was changed or something. Reduces a chance of commander injury by 30% and plus on top of that replaces the knocked out crew member with a 50% effectiveness. Okay. Chance of commander injury by 30%. Fellas, have you ever heard about it? Because I didn't. I think this is new thing. Okay, let's check out Wargaming Wiki. What Wargaming has to say about this. What do you think? Jack of all trades. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, I read it before. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, knocked now crew member 50%. If 2 crew members are knocked out, it's 25% effectiveness. Okay. I am missing a bit of information, Wargaming, over there. How about that 30% chance of the crew injury? Are you sure the things are not reworked? Yeah, you see, you need to do a bit of the digging in order to find the things like this. Wargaming can present the things however they want to, right? This is why we are here and this is why we are highlighting this. So, let's say that straight. Mentor, significant, well, it is improved by pretty much 50%, plus your commander is going to get some extra experience, and Jack of all trades became significantly better because it is preventing commander for getting killed. Now you might think, skill, why are you highlighting this much? It's not so important. E5 with the horns. Get the point what I'm saying? It is very, very important thing to mention of all this. Moving on next. What Wargaming changed? Wargaming reworked Eagle Eye, right? And Eagle Eye in the past used to only show the critical hits of the enemy tank, right? So does he have a damaged armor rack or observation device or track, you name it, right? Now Wargaming did the things a bit differently and they significantly boosted this skill. So what that skill does now, increases the chance of damaging enemy module or injuring the crew members by 5%. This is huge, fellas. This is huge. Are you struggling to complete the mission to do 25 critical hits for 279E? Look no more. Eagle Eye is what you need to train and what you need to get. Plus, obviously, you are seeing the crew damage, speaking about the enemy tank or critical damage, doesn't really matter, right? So Eagle Eye significantly got improved, significantly. Now, moving on next. Practicality, this is completely new skill. What that means your repairs, or your medkit or your repair kit will be replaced way quicker. Instead of 90 seconds, it will take 76 seconds for your repair or medkit to be replaced. It is a huge thing. It is important, especially for a heavy tanks, right? Let's get real. Whenever you are pushing the ridge line, whatever you are getting tracked, you are using that repair kit. You want to get it as soon as possible, not to get double track, double plus ammo rack and whatnot, right? So this is important thing to say, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, sound detection. What sound detection was doing before? Sound detection was letting you know that Arta is shooting you. Whenever Arta clicked the shooting button, you know, you are seeing the signal going towards you. So it is kind of the same situation, but on top of that, decreases negative stun effect by 5%. I mean, what heavy tank doesn't want to get stunned and get a bit lesser of the penalty of this, right? So, in other words, what Wargaming has done here for the commander, they reworked more skills than they are saying they did, or they are presenting it wrong because of the incompetence of the workers. I do not know. Other than that, everything is looking correct. Let's move on to the driver, shall we? Okay, guys, driver crew skills. What do we have? Clutch braking, off-road driving, smooth ride. Nothing changed there. We did our diligence. Everything is looking the same. Controlled impact changed a bit. And you are taking 15% less damage as before, you are doing 15% more damage as before, but now decreasing ramming damage to your suspension. I do not know what that means. Maybe the tracks becoming orange, or you are losing the tracks. That would be my guess. I cannot comment on this one. Now we have two big ones. Now pay attention to this. Preventive maintenance and engineer. Let's start with preventive maintenance. What this skill was doing before, you pretty much had 20% lesser of the chance to be lit on fire, right? Pretty much this is what that means. Nowadays, there is 30%. So it is a bit of the buff, but that is not the most important thing. The most important thing is reduces the chance of critical damage to the fuel tanks by 15%. Skill, I don't know how I could use it. You see cover 4. Fellas, whenever I am seeing cover 4, whenever I'm seeing cover 3, I am looking at them with a big smile on my face and I have a marshmallows ready. Those are the tanks I am hunting to get my mission done for lighting tank on fire, and so on, so on. And this is exactly where you are hitting this vehicle, right? Looks like nowadays you are going to have quite a hard time to do so. So preventive maintenance is going to be significantly better than it was before. And last but not least, engineer. Increases engine power by 5%, adding 1 extra kilometers per hour speed to both in front and backwards. This is huge. Skill, I don't get it. Why is it huge? Well, let's take a look at the typical equipment setup, which is turbocharger. It is giving you 7.5% for your engine power, and it's giving obviously for you more in front and back speed. But it's not about that. Sometimes it is a lot about the engine power. What that means? That means this skill is must have. You are getting pretty much 30% of the turbo as a bare minimum. This is huge, right? So what that means for your driver? Well, your driver will need to, train skills a bit, fellas. Hit the gym, pump that muscle a bit. And obviously, I'm not even talking about the group perks, which we are going to talk in the end, right? Okay, fellas, let's continue. Yeah, I don't know how to put this with a straight face, so I will try to do the best thing possible. Well, a snapshot is reducing dispersion of the turret traverse by 15%. Wargaming is marking this as not a change. And they are saying it's the same thing. Same goes for Deadeye. It is 10% increase for you to make a critical hits, right? To damage the commander or something. Well, if you would check out what World of Tanks Wiki is saying. World of Tanks Wiki is saying, by the way, it's Wargaming page, right? It is saying the snapshot is giving you 7.5% boost instead of 15. So either someone messed up in Wargaming article or either someone messed up in the wiki. Who knows, right? But I am saying what I'm seeing, right? And this is the situation. So snapshot looks like it's twice better, although Wargaming haven't said they reworked the perk. Speaking about the Deadeye, Deadeye chance is 10% to do critical hit. Well, to be completely honest with you, this is 3% chance. So it just got pretty much 3 times better. 3.33% better, right? Or 330% better, however you would call this. Digging deep is making my head too hard, fellas. Anyways, looks like Deadeye is way better and you will have more critical hits. Excellent. Moving on, next we are Wargaming haven't messed up. Designate a target, it's the same as it was before. Whenever you have skill, you are pointing towards the enemy direction and pretty much what you are getting, you are spotting him longer for 2 seconds. There is a certain range where your gun should go towards the enemy, so nothing changed here. After that we have Armorer. How many of you were dreaming about better RNG in the game? Congratulations, it's your lucky day. RNG, potential damage and penetration dispersion is plus 20, minus 20%. Not 25 anymore, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. So this is must thing to have because it is reducing RNG pretty much. Plus on top of that, you are getting your penalty is lower whenever your gun is damaged. Nothing unusual here, but this minus 20 plus 20%. Wow, that is quite a deal. Moving on, next we have new 2 new perks. And I don't know how to look at them. I don't think they are that powerful, but maybe I am wrong. So first of all, concentration reduces the dispersion of stationary vehicle by 2.5%. Whenever you are thinking about this like vertical stabilizer in the game, right? Vertical stabilizer is giving 20% boost all the time. You are turning, you are moving, and so on, so on. So I don't really think that is that big of a deal, to be completely honest with you. Obviously, it will boost your tank a bit, but I don't really think it will boost your tank to that humongous margin. Meanwhile, we have quick aiming, same situation, improved aiming time by 2.5%, right? So it might work for a Death Star and whatnot, but truth to be told, we have an equipment piece which is giving 10% aiming speed and pretty much no one is using it. The question is simple skill. Would tanks be better with this setup, like concentration and quick aiming? Yeah, but I would not put those skills as the first ones because I don't see the point. Why would I? Digging the rabbit hole, fellas. Let's talk about the loader skills. Are you ready? This is going to be sweet. Okay, let's start from the most important thing. Safe storage. Safe storage, Wargaming is saying it's not changed by any shape or any form. According to Wargaming Wiki, it is changed. In the past, it used to be 12.5% from you not getting ammo react. From the skill, now it's 25%. I do not know which one of those are correct, considering both of them are kind of Wargaming pages, right? I am afraid to talk at this point because I'm digging deeper and I'm seeing more and more this stuff and I cannot check out it in the game. I just simply cannot, right? So it looks like it is double what we had before. In reality, who knows? But what I know intuition is currently 80%. And Wargaming did not market this as a reworked perk, and Wargaming is saying, well, now it's 60. Fellas, I do not know who did this job. I honestly have no clue, but I think he should get raised because I haven't had so much fun in a while. So intuition, fellas, is changed from 80% to 60%, but on top of that, you need only one crew member to have intuition now. It doesn't really matter you have 2 crew members or 2 crew members who can be loaders, right? Skill, I want example of all of this. No problem, I can show you example. So looking into, let's say 50B, right? 50B has couple of the crew members who are loaders. First of all, radio operator is loader. Second of all, gunner is loader. Third of all, we have a loader in the commander section, right? So what that basically means Wargaming said, okay, one loader is enough to have this skill and it's going to work. But it doesn't change the fact it wasn't 60%, it was 80%. And Wargaming changed many things and they did not market it a change. Wargaming thought we are not going to notice, not on my shift. Moving on next, adrenaline rush got changed from 9.1% to 10%, right? If you would pay attention over there, you would notice that was 9.1%, now it's 10%. So a bit of the change, but not too crazy to be fair with you. And now we have 3 new skills. Let's talk new skills. Guerrilla decreases penalty to the vehicle concealment after the shot by 10%. Oh, tank destroyers, light tanks, medium tanks, well, unfortunate for heavy tanks. And after that, increasing its concealment behind vegetation by 2%. So pretty much it's harder to outspot you. Pretty much must have skill for everything, for every single tank which wants to be sneaky. Starting from all light tanks, finishing tank destroyers, same like Artis and so on, so on. So this is going to be must to have skill. After that, we have close combat, accelerates gun loading speed by 2.5%, right? At the distance of 50 meters or less from the enemy. So pretty much whenever you are fighting in the close quarters and whenever you are brawling, you are going to reload 2.5% faster. Is it that big of a deal? Well, fellas, talking about the current rammer in the game, right? Bond rammer is giving you 13.5% faster reload, right? Will it do difference? You tell me, but it is definitely the skill which I would use with pretty much heavy tanks, medium tanks, and whoever is going into the close combat, right? And last but not least, decreasing RNG. You hear that right. Shell tuning increases the minimum damage and armor penetration values by 2%. So think about this. You are combining this with minus 20, so what that means? That means you can roll minus 18 plus 20. That's quite a difference, and yes, potentially that means you are doing more DPM because you simply cannot roll low roll that much as you could before, right? Keep this in mind, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. What a day we have, fellas! Let's go to the radio operator, shall we? Okay, fellas, last but not least, we have radio operator. So first of all, let's talk about situational awareness. It looks like it's the same Wargaming, they haven't messed up. Congratulations, so far so good. Moving on, next we have a new skill, which is going to be jamming. It's straight up forward, there is not too much to talk about. Instead of being spotted for 10 seconds, you will be spotted for 9 seconds. So 1 second spot reduction, pretty much must have for most of the tanks in the game, minus heavy tanks, I would say. After that, we have firefighting. In the past, firefighting used to be skill distributed over all your crew members. Now it's on radio operator. But you know what? In the past, radio operator wasn't as important as it is now. And now radio operator is quite important, and soon you will know why. Now, moving on next, let's talk about teamwork. The first part is absolutely useless, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much for a lower tiers to extend your radio, which means absolutely nothing. And after that, this is where the fun things will start. If the distance to an ally vehicle is 50 meters or less, the major qualification for your crew members will be increased by 5%. You know what that means? Extra brother in arms. If you are close to your teammate, you are getting free Brethren Arms for yourself. What a day to be alive, huh? Meanwhile, we have Comms Expert, also kind of reworked skill. Improves major qualifications of all crew members by 2.5% if amount of assisting damage exceeds the standard durability of your vehicle. Skill, what that means? Well, that means if you are playing with a light tank and it happened to be with EBR, you spotted 1,300 damage, which, let's get real, you will. You are going to get half of the Brethren Arms. Whew, not bad whatsoever, fellas. Not bad whatsoever. And also increases your radio signal by 20%, which is not really that important, to be completely honest with you. And last but not least, we have Call for Vengeance. So pretty much Wargaming said, listen, Igor, my cover 5 radio operator is all the time dying. I do not know what to do. I know what to do. Call for vengeance! That's what Wargaming did. So pretty much cover 5 radio operator has 30% less chance to die. And reports enemy position for 4 seconds after your vehicle has been destroyed. Checking out how it was looking like before. Before it was 2 seconds and you had no extra protection for your radio operator, right? So, speaking about all of this, fellas, it is a mess. Whoever did the job from Wargaming, it is misleading, it is horrible, and it is bad. It is truly bad, fellas. By the way, Brethren Arms camo appears, none of them are changed, all of them are the same. Just pretty much the biggest thing out of all of this firefighting got moved to the radio operator, but nowadays radio operator has so much pressure on his shoulders, it's not even funny. So yeah, fellas, that's what we have from the all crew skills, right? 60% instead of 80. 15% instead of 10. Not even marked, right? I don't even want to say how mad I am of Wargaming incompetence and whoever prepared for this, and for supervisors who actually love it to go live and true, right? Very, very bad job by Wargaming. But now when we have all of this covered, we are going to dig into the crew skills. How many crew skills you needed in order to be competitive in World of Tanks pre 1.20.1, and how many crew skills you will need to have in order to be competitive, right? Let's have a discussion. Let's take a look at it. And the last part of our today's journey. Let's take a look at IS-7, shall we? So looking into all of this, fellas, I'm using index page, by the way. If you're not familiar, in the description down below you will find it, and at the same time you can find it easily by typing skillful index in the Google, right? In my humble opinion, in order to be competitive with IS-7, you needed 3 to 4 skills in order to feel great in the game. On the 5th skill you are getting the fire extinguisher skills and whatnot, right? And now we are going to take a look how the things are looking like in the current World of Tanks, and what current World of Tanks, or I supposed to say what new World of Tanks will offer for us, right? So the first things first, we are going to go through every crew member here, and we will see how many skills we would like to have, right? Starting from the commander with all crew changes and everything. And we will take the most crucial ones, which we know we are having quite a huge advantage for ourselves, to say that the least, right? So far we have selected 3 crew perks, which back in the day would be enough in order to be competitive. And looking into all of this, and yes, before we had the recon, by the way, and looking into all of this, fellas, do you want to have faster time for your repair and medkit to come back? Maybe unstun for yourself, or maybe just to simply repair your radio so you can listen for a Britney once again. You kind of want to have it on the heavy tank, right? So you kind of need it. After that, you want to have more view range, don't you? You kind of need to have it. After that, you kind of want to have an protection for your commander, and if someone will get knocked out, it will be replaced, right? You kind of want it, right? And in the same time, if Arta is shooting you, let's get real. Who doesn't want to have some protection from the stun? Right? You kind of want it, but you know what? We are not going to use it. We are not going to use it. We will say, we are feeling kind of alright, right? So compare this. We have 6 skills in order to be competitive, right? 6 skills we have. You know what we needed to have back in the day? 4 tops. 4 skill tops we needed. 3 skills would have been just fine because jack of all trades are not giving the commander protection, right? So looking into all of these 3 skills would have been completely fine. Let's move on, fellas. We are having some fun and we are enjoying ourselves, right? Let's move on next. We have a Mr. Gunner. So for a gunner, let's see what do we want to have for a gunner, fellas. Do you want to have a lesser NG? Yep. Do you want to have a bigger chance to do critical hits? Yep. Yeah, fellas. And those skills are also boosting the stuff quite a bit, right? I would say they are boosting quite a bit. Plus, on top of that, I mean, designated target never was the thing which I was caring about, but let it be. Those 2 skills are also impressive, but you can live without them, right? So in my humble opinion, for a heavy tank, you need as a bare minimum 5 skills here, right? Let's see what do we have in the index page, right? By the way, keep this in mind, the Deadeye was the skill which was boosting your critical hits by 3%. But let's be kind for World of Tanks, right? Let's say you needed to have 4 full skills in order to feel very, very good in the World of Tanks, and you could feel like a fish in the water. Well, now in this kind of situation, you need as a bare minimum 5, plus on top of that, 2 skills are debatable. Do you need them or you do not need them, right? Because once again, they are boosting your tank. And once again, I'm saying I am being kind for Wargaming, and I'm being kind here. Moving on next, let's take a look at our driver. Let's see what we can take for a driver. Skill, do you want to drive faster? Yep. Skill, do you want to be lit on fire less often? Yep. By the way, this skill is way stronger than it was before, right? And after that, obviously, we can debate about off-road driving. Do we want it or we don't want it? But you know what? Let's take it. Why the heck not? So that's what we have, and you know what? I would like to ram as well, to be fair with you. I would like to ram as well. Also in the game, decreases ramming damage to your suspension by 50%. Fellas, in the article it was 15, not 50. I swear to Banana Lord it was... Okay, let's ignore it and let's pretend we never seen it. Let's just... Right? Let's just... We are not seeing this, right? So let's pretend we don't care about ramming. We are playing competitively and we do not care about this. How many skills we needed? We needed 6 skills, fellas. What is happening in the current game, Aka 1.20, not 0.0? You are feeling extremely well with the 3 skills. Maybe you can go for a 4th one if you really feel like it. That's it, fellas. That's it. So this is 2 skills increase in order to be competitive. 2, fellas. Let's move on next. We have our 2 loaders. So let's see first of all in the index how the things are looking like. In order to be competitive, I would say it was enough for one gunner to have, for one loader to have 3 skills, to have Bia, Repairs, and Intuition, and for other loader slash radio man, it was enough to have Bia, Repairs, Situational Awareness, and Intuition. I believe that's fair. You know, the safe storage or safe storage wasn't so important, and so on, so on. It was kind of fine. You could live with that. Let's see what we currently need in the World of Tanks, right? So let's start with a radio operator, right? What do we have? With a heavy tank, what would you like to have, fellas? Would you like to get extra brother in arms whenever you are close to your allies? Count me in. Would you like to be spotted for 1 second less whenever there is Kempinovka or whatever else, whenever you are in the magical forest? I believe you would like to have this as well, don't you think so? And in the same time, you can select the firefighting here on the one crew member, which is actually way more powerful than it is on all crew members, to be completely honest with you, but let's pretend it's not existing. And after that, obviously, if you are spotting, you can get half of the brother in arms, and in certain maps you can spot, and I would recommend to take it, to be fair with you. So this is what we have on the radio operator slash gunner, right? You need 6 skills in my humble opinion. Now let's see other loader and what we would like to have. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to have better RNG? Yep. You kind of want to have better RNG, right? Do you want to load quicker whenever you are in the close combat? I believe so, you do want it. So let's ignore the rest of the skills. What do we have here, fellas? You know what that basically means, fellas? If in the past you were competitive with having 3 to 4 skills, nowadays, with my selection, what I saw right there, I need 6 skills plus, pretty much. 6 or 5 skills. Okay, let's say like this. 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. In order to be competitive. Welcome into the new world of tanks. And you know what is even a better thing of all this? The better thing of all this is you are going to pay from it from your own pocket. Wargaming is not going to give you the training orders. So if you want to get some things done, you better take your voice out loud and say that to Wargaming not to screw you as they are planning to do. Also, if Wargaming is watching, Igor, greetings. I have so many more examples like this. I can show you how many skills you need in Manticore to be competitive. 10. I can show you many other things, but I think I gave you good basic understanding what Crew 2.0 is. In other words, fellas, if in the past, once again, I highlight this, if in the past most of the skills weren't optional, if in the past you had a way to move straight up World of Tanks, you know what kind of skills you need to take. Nowadays you need more of them in order to be competitive. Who doesn't want to have better repair speed? Who doesn't want to have better RNG? Who doesn't want to have a better reload whenever you are brawling? Everyone does. So what this patch will initially do, this patch initially will make you grind more for the same crew instead of playing variety tanks, what World of Tanks is all about. World of Tanks wants to push you not only to go to their ridiculous monetization, right? But Wargaming wants you to pay... Wargaming wants you to play with one tank to make it competitive instead of enjoying what World of Tanks is. And World of Tanks is a beautiful game with shit ton of the variety. You're feeling bad after getting banged? Take Arta and spread the love all over the place, right? You're feeling like with the tank destroyer, no one is spotting for you. You can take light tank and you can be disappointed in your tank destroyers not shooting for your spots. You are feeling like with a light tank you cannot spot anymore and you want to take matters into your own hands. You are taking cover 2 and you are one-shotting enemy. This is what World of Tanks is. With this change, fellas, I swear to Banana Lord, you will need to grind significantly more in order to feel better in the game. It is a big letdown from Wargaming's side, and I'm extremely sad into what kind of direction Wargaming is going. And I would highly recommend to take your pitchforks and express your opinion. What do you think about it? Thank you very much for watching. Skill is out. Peace.